Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great time as usual. If you don't know me yet, my name is Christina and I created this channel, Christ English, because I want to help you. I want to help every one of you to become the best of yourselves this year by showing you my experience since I moved to England, my journey to fluency in English, my personal, professional and physical change that happened in the past few years. If you haven't subscribed yet, just please click on the subscription button, and if you'd like to hear notifications when I upload a new video, click on the bell button. And you can find me on my social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, and if you liked it, just give it a thumbs up and give me any comments, share it and love it. First, what am I going to be talking about today is something related to women. So if you're a man, you might not be interested, but I want to share with you because you can get to know me a little bit more if I share what is my condition and why I made some lifestyle changes. As I've been mentioning previously, I suffer from polycystic ovarian syndrome, also known as PCOS, which is nothing else but a condition that affects hormone levels in women. There is no cure and there is no explanation on what causes it. It could be nutrition, it could be genes. And more importantly, if not treated, it gets worse within the years. And what are the symptoms of polycystic ovarian syndrome? I'm just going to put them here. 1. High levels of androgens or male hormones such as testosterone, hirsutism, excessive growth of body hair, moustache, neck, belly, back, leg, chest, nipple area, absence of periods, amenorrhea caused by anovulation or abnormal uterine bleeding without ovulation or periods, infertility caused by amenorrhea, anemia provoked by dose abnormal bleeding in some cases, insulin resistance, high levels of glucose in our blood system. There is an increase of appetite as well. Obesity, very rapid weight gain, especially if insulin resistant. Type 2 diabetes, tiredness and fatigue, lack of good sleep, and the last one, depression. I've been reading them because there are so many symptoms, and obviously I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any of them. To a certain extent, I suffer from all of them. I was actually diagnosed from polycystic ovarian syndrome when I was 20 years old. Back then, I didn't know. I knew there was something going wrong with my periods. They were becoming really irregular. I was having abnormal bleeding, like I was mentioning before, up to the point that I stopped having periods. And obviously, my mom was scared that I might be pregnant or something that is going wrong within my normal cycles. So I went to the doctors back in Spain, and I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. Back then, there was a bit of lack of knowledge on polycystic ovarian syndrome and how to treat it. And at the time, I was given an advice of weight loss advice. Obviously, I was obese at the time as well. I had put on weight very quickly after I moved out from my parents when I was 18, up to 20, I put probably 35, 40 kilos in 2 years. So I put a lot of weight very quickly, and I didn't know how to stop it. I knew that I was having so much cravings, and I knew that I was having as well some sort of eating disorder. But at the time I was very innocent and very unaware and very immature in that sense. So when I was given the advice, they gave me as well the contraceptive pill, and they told me to lose weight. So I tried so many diets, and I didn't know how to do them, and I wasn't very consistent, because obviously how diet works is like you have to put yourself in a calorie deficit. But for me, it was more like a punishment, and I was feeling like a punishment. So after 2 or 3 months, I just gave up on any diet that I was trying. And at the time, I didn't have much idea of what polycystic ovarian syndrome was. And there was not much information either. Even doctors weren't that prepared as they are now. So they will give you a very basic information and very basic steps to improve your As you already know, I made a lifestyle change about 2 years ago, and a few months into my lifestyle, I realized that not only weight loss was important, but as well my health, and that included PCOS. For that reason, I spoke with a friend of mine who had been treated from a specialist, and she basically told me about this medicine. So before I started to take any medicine, I went to my GP and I had a chat with her, and I spoke about my condition and what I was trying, and obviously that wasn't really difficult. It wasn't very easy for me to lose weight because I was struggling with hunger, with appetite, with very, very high appetite. So we decided to do some tests. I went for a screen. They checked it. Obviously, it was confirmed that I have polycystic ovarian syndrome. They did some blood tests, and it was confirmed that I suffer from insulin resistance. And for that reason, insulin resistance and polycystic ovarian syndrome, you need to do nutritional changes in order to lose weight. I wasn't very informed on how to improve that, and I didn't know how to do that at first. Obviously, I was starting, so when I started doing lifestyle changes, when I started my eating habits, I just focused on whole foods, and I just focused on eating fruits, vegetables, and good sources of meat and fish. But I didn't really look into, for example, macronutrients or what things I'm lacking, such as vitamins or any other things that could be affecting my condition. It couldn't be improving my situation. So I started to do research. If you have any issues, obviously, apart from going to someone who understands it and who has the qualification for it, you can do your own research and you can start doing certain changes. So I found out that certain fruits are not very helpful for someone who's got insulin resistance. I love any sort of fruit. I love fruits, and everyone knows it. But I know that if I eat many of them, I will feel very sick afterwards, and I noticed it straight away. 4 months into my new lifestyle, I found out that something was happening within my body, that there was something that started to work differently, and that was pretty much my hormones giving the task to my ovaries to start working back again. And slowly I managed to get my period after 5 months into my new lifestyle, naturally, without using anything but the medication for insulin resistance. The medication, metformin, some people say it's good, some people say it's bad. I ideally would like to reverse my insulin resistance at some point and stop taking medication. The reason why I'm not a big fan of medicating is because I believe that if you do the right choices in your nutrition, you wouldn't need to take medication to control your hormones. But if they're not working properly, you need to get yourself in hands of people who understand your condition and who can guide you. And if you have to take medication for a certain time or for an amount of time, you should do that regardless. It is also true that my insulin resistance has improved, because when I started, it was a very high one. It was about 2,000 milligrams, and I've gone down to 500 milligrams. And my intention, and that's why I started to work with a nutritionist, a qualified nutritionist, is to stop taking it at some point. So far I'm doing well, and I know that and I am aware of that is because of my choices, that the choices I've made and the decisions I've taken into my nutrition. However, I'm still always learning new ways to improving them, and that's what anyone should do if you are struggling with any condition that you suffer. So another thing I wanted to mention, were my periods regular from the very beginning? No, when I got my first period, I was about 2 to 3 months without the period again, and then it came back again and came back again. So nutrition-wise, it was working, but alongside mental health and fitness had a very important impact in improving my condition. Once I started with my personal trainer, my periods became more regular as soon as I started weightlifting. Loads of women are very conscious about weightlifting because you're going to be bulky and all that kind of things. If you are having a calorie deficit, there is no way you're going to become like, I don't know, Arnold Schwarzenegger. There's no chance that you're going to become like him. You will still get fit and you will tone and you will build muscle, but you will lose fat and get leaner. That's all about it. It's true that not everyone who suffers from polycystic ovarian syndrome has also insulin resistance, but chances are that if you have obesity or if you suffer from, if you are overweight or you suffer from obesity, you are more likely to suffer from insulin resistance. And insulin resistance leads to diabetes type 2. I was pre-diabetic before I started my lifestyle. So I am very aware that if you are having issues with your periods, if you are having issues with your appetite, if you're having issues even with your skin and your hair, it's more likely that you are having problems with vitamin D and insulin resistance. And I believe that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, any suggestions, just please comment below. If you haven't subscribed yet, just please click on the subscription button, and if you'd like to hear notifications, just click on the bell button. Give a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll be here very soon. Have a great week and take care. Bye.